I arrived from Barbados in the West Indies, 1961. I think it was July the 1st, 1961. All of my friends was emigrating to England, so I had a row with one of the managers where I used to work at the sugar factory, because I was a welder. And then they start promoting all the white people and not me. So the chap who taught me, he went to America, and then he wrote back to me and he says, why don't you emigrate to England, because there's nothing here at that factory for you. So take his advice, and come up. I came over on the Marcus Locomelas, so you had a choice of coming on a ship or plane. So I joined the others and come on the ship. When we were halfway here, we had to turn back to go to Cuba, because Castro had some Spaniard women there, and he said if they don't be out by a certain time, he can shoot a lot of them. So the ships had to turn back and go back to Cuba and pick these up and then return to our journey. So it took us 21 days to get here instead of the usual 11 days. I've never been to Spain before, so I spent 3 days in Spain at different ports, picking up the people, When we get about 150 miles out, the captain come up and call us all on deck, and he was giving us a talk about England. He says, when you get to Southampton, do not get in with any black cabs, because all they will do with you is take you somewhere lonely, rob you, and leave you there. So we take that advice. So when we get up Southampton, we had to go to St. Pancras to catch the train, because I come straight to Leicester. And I've been living in Leicester from 1961 till today. I had time to acclimatise prepare for the winter. I was a bit confused, because I've never seen houses built like these before. So when I saw the chimneys in the air, I said to myself, oh, no wonder they want people up here to work with all these factories. I thought the houses with the chimney there was factories and things. But then when you get to the train station and the bloke meet us there, we could have walked to where we were going to stay for the night anyway, because it was just on spot. Train station is down the road. Now we're coming to Sparkhill Street, just down the road down there. Anyway, we stopped at this friend for the night, and then the morning when the bloke took me to show me where he going to live, I couldn't believe it. I said, what? Where's the bedroom? He said, this is it. He had a double bed, one table, 2 chairs, and that was it. So I said to him, where's the sitting room? He said, everything is in one. It was just a room, a bed sitting room you had. And he said, I think it cost you much, it cost you £2 a week at that time. So, I said, if I had the money, I'd be on the next plane home. Because I didn't know, I didn't like it. I started to cry. Look what I leave home and come to today. So you're accustomed to, you got your bedroom separate, your sitting room, and your kitchen, everything separate when you get there. Anyway, he come for me the Monday morning to take me down to the national insurance place where you sign on. And the bloke says, oh, you can't sign on, you ain't work in this country yet. So I didn't mind that. Then the Jamaican fellow took me the next day and says, I can get you a job straight away, but it might not be the welding job that does at home. I said, I don't care once I can make some quick money. So he took me down to the railway. And then I had to go, they signed me up, I had to go to Derby for a medical and come back and start to work there the Monday there. So I worked at the railway for 6 weeks. Then I had another job, at AI Melton Road. I worked there for 3 years. Then eventually I got a welding job. And I worked with that company for 40 years, I think, until it was sold. You had to adjust to the situation. How there was different culture altogether. You go to work, you come back, you sleep, you go out, you come to church on Sunday, you go to church on Sundays if you're Christian. But then Leicester, I didn't see much of London, but Leicester was a very quiet place. And I quite easily fit in. Because the longer I stand, the more people I get accustomed to. And meet some of my cousins and things that was here, you know. And it was a place where the milkman could come and put the milk on your door, put your bread on your door. Nobody will trouble them. When you come home from work, they're all day. Or if you and the people that you live with get on well, they will take them up until you come in. You could walk out anywhere at night. There was no trouble. The only thing socializing, you couldn't get in, you had trouble getting into the working men club. Like if you got the railway working men club, if you're a good cricketer or anything like that, and they got a cricket team, you can get into them easy. But otherwise, you go to something, they just didn't want to know you. You go to church, and people will say, "You can't sit here, that's my seat." You know, there's nobody to complain to. And this church, St. Peter's, was the only one that really upset the West Indian people without any trouble. And nearly every Saturday, there used to be a wedding here. But now every Friday, there's a funeral. So, you know, I've been living in Leicester from 1961 to now. Never had any trouble, never had any racial problems. And I really liked it. I didn't like London at all. I had a brother living in London, and I'll just visit for a day and I'm back out. London was just too fast for me. And things that were happening to people who come here and work on the transport. You know, you had the teddy boys. And sometimes when those who went on the transport, some driving, some conducting, and those that conducting, who hold the hand out for the fare, used to use razor blade and cut your hand, these teddy boys. So I never liked London. It was always there. My hot colleague was a chap from Barbados called Michael Grieve, but he emigrated about 15 years or 20 years ago, and he went to Canada. He leave me an address, but when I ring the number, they say he was living there, and I got the wrong number. So I don't know if he passed away or what. But we used to get on really well. You know, where you see him, you see me. If I don't have a pung, it don't make the difference to him. If he got a pung, it don't make the difference. We all used to live like brothers. But I had a cousin that used to live here, and then his wife came, and then there was other people that I knew from home that I get really in touch with. So, I wasn't really, after about a year, I wasn't really lonely, because I get these people and we used to meet on Sundays. Some have dinner at you and then you go and have dinner at them, and we get on like that. But as I said before, I've never had any trouble in Leicester. Never had no racial problems. Joined the trade union, joined the Labour Party here. I was made chairman of the Leicester branch of the GMW union. And then I was persuaded by one of the reverends to come to this church. I used to go to St. Saviour's Church, and then they amalgamated together. And I used to saw this reverend, wherever I go, his eyes was on me. So I thought it a bit funny. I thought he was gay. And I used to keep away from him. So he said to me, what are you running away from me for? And I wouldn't answer, He says, I've been watching you for a long time. You got talent, why don't you use it? Oh, I said to myself, what are you after now? Then he said, once they were at home, and he come around and says, can you read a lesson for me? It was day in the week, St. Peter's Day, yeah. It was St. Peter's Day. Can you read a lesson for me? I said, why are you picking on me? He says, can you read a lesson for me? I said, yes, I will. So he said, we'll have a practice run on a day in the week. So a day in the week, his wife come and pick me up, bring me to the church, stand at the lantern there. Well, she stopped on me and she said, all right, start reading, So when I finished, she said, oh, well done, well done. And I started coming to church here for about 3 years. And there was the AGM coming up. So I said to the Reverend, I can't be at the AGM because I'm at a race relation conference for the union in London. But when I get back, I'll stop in. So when I get back and I stop at the church, I'll stop in. They didn't have the AGM here, they had it at Melbourne Road down there, the community centre. And when I get in the hall, everybody said, clapping. I said, what are you clapping for? Welcome, Mr. Church Warden. Welcome, Mr. Church Warden. I said, who is Mr. Church Warden? I said, you. I said, me? He said, yeah, you're a church warden. So then the Reverend came and said, yes, I propose, yeah. And the organist seconded it. And nobody challenged you, so you're a church warden of this church. And that was about 26 years ago, and I'm still church warden now. I can look back at life and say, I've done this, I've done that. I've learned different things. I learned how to communicate with people, how not to be really rude to people, and to live within the law. And never judge people by face value. You get to know people. Really, I can't complain. It learned me a lot, and I brought my children up the same way. Not to be rude to people. There's always two sides to a story. Never judge people on face value. And you should never take sides unless you know exactly what's happening. the future of this church, the repairs that doing now, and when that's done, we got to raise some money to reorder inside this church. And when I first came here, this church had a massive congregation, because that frame there wasn't up. And you come church here on Sundays, nearly full. But then all of a sudden the congregation started dropping off. People complaining that the church is cold, like that. But then it was the good grace on one of the people who come to church here, who was suffering prostate cancer, and he was in a home, he had a house. And he says when all his bills were paid, whatever left back, goes to St. Peter's Church to put heating in St. Peter's Church. And that's how we got that central heating there.
Great.
But it still goes wrong that the church is cold. Just like now the scaffolding is up, they're saying it's closed, but it's not closed. Because
It's an old building.
it's an old building, but everybody that comes in likes it. If you can't see it now, but if you put a spotlight up there, you see how beautiful that church is up there. It's a beautiful ceiling up there. And if you put light on it, all the heads of the angels and everything come from shine. It's well known, and I think the diocese want to keep it.